Hi, I'm Dave Peloff, and I work for the Center for Technology and Education, which is part of the School of Education at Johns Hopkins University. You know, technology and education can mean a lot of different things to different people. It can be very simple, you know, from word processing and web research, you know, to more advanced things like simulations. And one of the things that I really want to do is look out into the future a little ways, to look at technologies that are not necessarily practical and commonplace in today's classrooms, but that I really think will be. I'm sure will be. These are technologies that are becoming commonplace in the military, in medicine, in high-tech industry, and you know, those types of things always trickle down eventually to education. So I wanted to look at how things like immersive environments, you know, virtual worlds, data visualization technologies, and creating, you know, simulated environments based on real places, how those kinds of technologies could be used to give kids learning experiences that wouldn't be possible otherwise. In about 2005, we saw an RFP from the U.S. Department of Education. They were very interested in how simulation and gaming technologies could be used to teach mathematics, science, literacy. It was a very open-ended grant proposal, and we didn't have a lot of experience, but I knew I was interested in it. We ultimately met with some people from APL who had decades of experience building simulations for NASA, for the military. Currently they're working on a lunar simulation to teach the astronauts how to land on the south pole of the moon. So it was that kind of synergy where we thought, well, that's what they're teaching astronauts. Why couldn't we teach kids the same thing? The prototype we developed takes a virtual environment. We based it on the area around Mount St. Helens. We did that for a number of reasons. First of all, after the big volcanic eruption in 1980, life in the surrounding area was pretty much wiped out. Plant life, animal life. The area pretty much had to start over from an ecological perspective. So for the last 29 years, scientists have been watching this area come back, and it's been a real living laboratory. So there's very clear science connections to this environment. And also we wanted to give students who are in Baltimore a chance to experience something that they don't see every day. We used real geospatial satellite data, terrain data, to create this environment. So the mountains are in the right place, you know, the valleys are in the right place. So as you're navigating through this environment, in a fictional kind of craft. It's very video game-like. And you're in a vehicle that can fly like an airplane. It can hover like a helicopter. It can drive like a very heavy kind of armored vehicle. And it can turn into a boat and navigate on the waterways. So we've tried a lot of different scenarios. We wanted to make it flexible so we could create new storylines, use this for different subject areas. Our original prototype was a search and rescue scenario where there was a kid lost on the mountain, a 12-year-old girl, and that kind of made an instant connection to the students. They really wanted to find this girl. And so we would give them a little bit of data at a time. They had to sort through what was important, what wasn't, make decisions based on that data, and over time narrow in on where this girl might be. Well, the goals of the project, there's certainly an interest in seeing that this causes an increase in achievement. I mean, that's what everybody wants. They want to see that this isn't a waste of time and money, that kids are actually learning. So there has to be some very scientific research that shows, yes, that kids do come out of this with more knowledge than they went into. And of course, all of the learning that takes place is tied to the curriculum. But even beyond that, there's an interest in showing that this creates excitement about education, more engagement in subjects that they may otherwise never have been interested in. So there's definitely the achievement gains, but there's also this sort of concept of 21st century work skills, the ability to analytically, problem solve, to work together with other kids, to communicate effectively. They're learning technology skills. At the Center for Technology and Education, we were able to go after grants that align with our mission, but that also further our individual interests. The slogan for Hopkins is knowledge for the world, and we really do embrace that we're trying to do things that maybe other people haven't done or haven't done in exactly this way, and to bring new ideas out there to the world.